Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Okay, so today I want to talk about someone in particular. It's cold in here, isn't it? So today I would like to talk about a player that I believe Real Madrid should sign this coming summer. But before I do, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing as it really does help the channel to grow. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about Cole Palmer. Now, we've talked about players that have been linked with Real Madrid in the past on this channel, and the players that do tend to be linked are quite talented. For example, the likes of Florian Wirtz, William Saliba, etc. But Cole Palmer is a player that I believe would be a better signing for Real Madrid, and today I'm going to try to convince you as to why. Okay, so first and foremost, Cole Palmer plays for Chelsea, 22 years old, about 1 meter 89, so he's really tall. He's a tall guy. He gives the funniest interviews on God's earth, and he can't stop scoring goals. He is an absolute magician, and at this young age, I'm fairly certain that Manchester City are already regretting their decision to sell him the previous summer. So where does he play? Predominantly, he plays in either the attacking midfield or from the right-hand side. He's left-footed, and he loves to use his left foot. He has got a right foot, but more often than not, he's only fit for standing on. Now, I am making this video in light of Chelsea's demolition job last night. They played against Brighton and they ran out 4-2 winners. And in truth, it could have been a lot worse. Chelsea could have scored 6 or 7. But the point is that Cole Palmer scored all 4 of Chelsea's goals. And they were all different kinds of goals as well. There was a penalty. He's incredible at penalties, by the way. His record is absolutely outstanding. He just doesn't miss. He's that good. He scored a free kick from miles out, which was incredible. Bent it right into the top corner. Unreal. Reminds me a little bit of Gareth Bale in that regard. And the other goal, which I really wanted to fixate on, is the one where he runs through and he goes for the near post, because he's just got so much conviction about what he's doing. He actually signals for the ball, he signals for where he wants it, makes the run, and it's first time. It's a fantastic goal. And even if we don't fixate on the goals from that game, the other parts to his game which were apparent, for example, there's a point where he plays a lofted ball first time over to Jackson, and Jackson takes it wide, has to shoot, and thankfully for Brighton, the defender comes across the cover. But it could have been a goal. It was a really good goal-scoring chance. But it just shows his vision and his creativity. And this is backed up by his stats from the previous season, where he scored 27 goals and I think he got about 15 assists. Yeah, 15. Okay, so he's had a very, very productive season, and it looks like he's starting this season in the same vein of form. And there was one more detail that I wanted to fixate on, because it was later on in that game, with Chelsea already in such a commanding position. Cole Palmer gets sent through on goal. He's made his run, he's timed it perfectly, he is onside, he's one-on-one, and he just has to beat the keeper. It's on his right foot this time, and he puts it just wide of the post. And you can see he's absolutely livid. And after the game, he's talking about how he's fuming that he hasn't got that goal. That tells you everything, or it should do, about this player's mentality. A player that scored 4 goals, won his team the game, and he's still angry with himself. He still wants more. That is the mentality that I want to see from a footballer playing for our team. Who wouldn't say yes to something like that? Okay, so we're talking about a player who likes to operate from that right-hand side or through the middle. He's equally comfortable. He prefers to use his left foot. This should be making a lot of sense. I've talked before about how there is a bit of an imbalance when it comes to our attack at Real Madrid, regardless of whether you want to go with 3 up top or 2 up top. The fact that you've got Rodrigo coming from that right side just says to me, yes, he's very good, he's very talented, occasionally scores worldies. Like last weekend, he scored an incredible goal. However, can we do better? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Is he the best in class in that position? And the answer is no. Because in my eyes, if you're going after the best in class, you are going after Cole Palmer. There is not a better player to go for. And even if you don't want to play him from the right side, We've discussed before how you could integrate Florian Wirtz, where you play the 2-2-2, and you have two attacking midfielders behind two strikers, and you put him alongside Bellingham. Bellingham naturally prefers to go to the left. Have a look at where he tends to occupy during games. Palmer tends to drift to the right. You've got balance. Either way you line up that team, you've got a balanced attack, and that attack in midfield is solved. You've got two players who are very, very comfortable operating in those spaces. And let's look a little bit further, because you've got the idea of the likes of Florian Wirtz. Don't get me wrong, if Florian Wirtz arrives, I think it's a fantastic signing. But it is a signing that we do need to change the formation in order to suit. We can't just line up with a 4-3-3 and hope that it works, because he doesn't want to play there. If you look at how he lined up for Leverkusen yesterday against Bayern Munich, he did operate as part of an attacking midfield too, from the left-hand side. He's right-footed. His natural inclination is to position himself so that he can get onto his right foot and unleash the shot. Nothing wrong with that at all, but we've got Jude Bellingham, and they would both be occupying that central position. Not to say that it couldn't work, because good players can play together, but if you're going for someone with a natural tendency to drift to a different part of the pitch and occupy different areas, you're creating less headaches for yourself. Okay, so let's talk about whether or not this is feasible. So first of all, if we want to look at something like transfer market and look at the valuations of these players, Florian Wirtz rarely comes down to anything under 100 million, and the reports that are coming in suggest that the fee could even rise to 130 million euros. It's a sizable fee. Would he be worth it? Potentially. Based on what we've seen from the start of this season and last season and his development in previous seasons, obviously we have to discount some time because of the injury that he sustained, then he has got an incredibly promising career. Every time you watch him, he's impressive. He's keeping that going into this season. There's no reason to suggest that he wouldn't be a good buy. But the same could be said of Cole Palmer. When he puts on an England shirt, it's like a duck to water. Every week that he lines up for Chelsea, he's scoring, he's assisting, he's being forward thinking. He has the attributes to play for the team, and yet his valuation is 80 million euros. Now, I don't believe for a second that Cole Palmer is achievable for that fee. Not a chance. He is Chelsea's best player and one of the main reasons why they're surging up the table. Chelsea right now are well in the mix with the teams at the top of the league. They have put themselves in a position where it's not beyond the realms of possibility that they get Champions League football next season. They could even challenge for the league. It's possible. They are demolishing teams left, right and centre, and he is a massive reason for that. If you want to go back to last season, if you watch Chelsea play, he put the team on his back. He was 21 years of age, and he put the team on his back week in, week out, and said, do you know what? I'll score the goals. I'll take the penalties. I'll do X, Y, and Z. And he did it. And he proved that he could do it again and again and again. The mark of the best players is always consistency. Have they got the flair? Yes, okay. But if you only see it every 3 to 4 weeks, is it good enough? When we look at our forward line, that's what we need to see. We need to see players who are consistently delivering the goods. And I believe that if you make Cole Palmer the latest addition to Real Madrid, then that's exactly what you achieve. Can we get him out of Chelsea? This is the key point, because he recently signed a contract extension and he's tied to the club until 2033. So he's got a lot of years left on his contract. This is not something that is unheard of. If you've looked at Chelsea's business model, most of their players are on huge contracts, 8-year contracts, 9-year contracts. And that's just the way that they've done business. So this would be something unprecedented. Getting a player out of Chelsea who is on one of those incredible contracts. Would he be willing to play for Real Madrid? I'm sure that if you pitched it in such a way that you said you'll be playing alongside Bellingham, perhaps Trent will be behind you on the right-hand side. You've got the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Fede Valverde, all of these superstars playing at the Bernabeu. You'll be one of the main men. Maybe we can pitch it to him. Look at the success that Bellingham's had since making the move. All I'm asking is, this is the one that I would put my finances into. if it were down to me. Now, I know that we haven't seen reports linking us with him, but I still believe that this is the right one to go after. And I wonder whether any other Real Madrid fans feel the same way. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you did enjoy this content, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Take care.